Chris, Mr. Collins, sir, it's really nice to catch up with you.
And you. Yeah, good to see you.
We haven't actually had a proper chat, apart from seeing ourselves at Garden Media Guild dues and so, and quick hello and but we haven't had a proper natter for ages.
It's true, because your paths cross at all these things, don't they? You sort of see these faces, but actually, in a lot of ways, you very rarely get down to time to talk to anyone because they're so full on. But so it's good to see you. We've had a few good natters in the past, haven't we?
We have, Chris. Now, a lot of people have known you from Blue Peter, from being the Blue Peter gardener decades ago now.
Yes. Don't make me feel old.
Yeah, I don't feel much younger. You know, you've got such passion and drive. You absolutely love inspiring the kids wherever they are.
Yeah.
I know you were in Africa last year.
Yes.
And you're very much, you love your allotment. You do a lot of stuff on your little balcony and the window boxes and stuff.
I love that balcony.
And you are absolutely everywhere. And you give me a little bit of a potted history of what you've been doing and where you're at and what's happening.
Well, it's one of those things, isn't it? Like you say, we're not spring chickens anymore, and I kind of say to myself, I should maybe try and ease up a little bit. But I think, like you, there's two things I love. I love gardening and I love gardeners. I love that combination of people and plants. And the school stuff I enjoy because you know you're bringing people on for the next generation. But it's quite interesting when you're doing that, because I'm also talking to the adults a lot as well. When I go into a school, if I don't get them on board, they're not gardening with the kids. So you're kind of hitting both levels on it. And I just think, at the moment, it's inexhaustible because there's not many of us that kind of do what we do anymore.
We are getting rare.
We are. I think we're you know, I hate to put it this dramatically, we're a little bit of a dying breed, because what would have initially happened is people like us, I did train on the parks, I went to a botanic garden, so I had quite a big history, and that's kind of died off as we've got this sort of more immediate society, this more social media plays its role, and it's all about, you know, what impactfully looks now, whereas we're gardeners, and we look far into the future when it comes to what we do, and that's mainly when wherever I go, I kind of have that message. I think whether it's kids or whether I'm talking to elder people in a gardening club.
What fires you up on your allotment? What are the sort of things that you really like to grow? And also the tools.
The tools, yes.
I haven't touched on that with anybody actually, and I've been meaning to.
Well, I won't use anything. I work as head of horticulture for Garden Organic. That's one of my main gigs these days, and so I try on my allotment. I try to do it as without spending or using anything too much extravagant. So no machinery, nothing like that. I dug it over. No one had touched it for 7 years when I got there.
Ooh, wow!
And I dug it over with a mattock. I love that tool.
Do you know what they call them in Cornwall?
What?
A mottax.
So they're mottax. That's right.
Do you know Charles Williams from?
Yes, yeah.
You say mattock to him. He said, "What
mottax.
boy? What? Mottax."
Well, mottax or mattock. It certainly dug over my. But I think the reason I love the allotment was twofold. I like a very pottaged allotment, so I sow a lot of hardy annuals along the sides. I have a pollinator corridor full of summer annual bulbs along one side, and then I grow my edibles in the middle. I grow up mainly heritage varieties. I grow for that montage of colour and food, but when it comes to the edibles, I grow for taste. And it's quite interesting. Yeah, absolutely. And then it's interesting because since I've been doing it, I've become a bit more in the kitchen. I like to think about it a bit more, so it's kind of doubled it up. But also, the big reason I love that space is I go down there for 3 hours, I come back, I feel better. You know, so whether I was I was the best vegetable grower, whether I was this standard, a John Wheatley standard, or whether I was just potting around there in amongst, you know, whatever was going on, I mentally feel better after it, and I'm grateful for that.
No, it's just, you can't beat it, really, can you?
No, I don't think so.
You know, from the ground to the table, washed off, get the muck off.
Nothing tastes like it at all. No. There's even a London carrot called the London Market carrot, a heritage variety. I love the idea of a Cockney carrot. I just love that idea. Yeah.
Where are Cockney sparrows?
Yeah, exactly. There's a few people holding the fort. Me and that carrot.
What have you got planned? Oh, tell us a bit about your trip to Africa.
Well, it's good. I mean, you know, I worked out there 25 years ago, and I finished at Edinburgh Botanic. So, and I was renovating a big botanic garden out there, and I had an amazing year out there. So it's kind of close to my heart. This time I went out to Senegal, and I went into Gambia. Yeah. And it was part looking around, having a look at the forest, look at the trees, which I do wherever I go. But part teaching, and I was in a place called Serekunda, and these people haven't got nothing. They've got everything they've got's been given to them. It's all charity reliant. You go to this school, there's no roads. It's all bumpy, full of water, and people have got nothing. But you go into one of these classrooms, and these kids are so responsive to you. They just, you come away welled up, and I'm a hard man to well up. But you do come away so touched, you know, by it all. And I think, to me, again, this is what gardening is. It brings the two worlds together of gardeners and people. Gardening and people just draws the two worlds together. Yeah.
Talking of somebody who wants to say hello to you, because I was nattering to him not long ago, is Mark Diacono.
Yes, I am, Mark.
And he says, say hi.
Yes, so I will say him. I'm going to say to him, I've put in foraging and fermenting into Google, and you wouldn't like what came up, mate.
Beer.
Yeah, beer.
Yeah.
It's like I've got a hereditary variety called John's Long Pod. Definitely don't Google that.
Going back to the veg side of things, what are some of the what you would regard as some of the tastier veggies? I'm a great lover personally of the old tall peas.
Yes.
Of the climbing French beans
Yes.
and the ballottis.
Me too. I'm very much traditional. It's been quite interesting knowing it, because last year, I think this year will be a brilliant year for the more temperate varieties you're describing. The brassicas, the beans, that kind of stuff. Whereas last year, we had such a hot spring.
Yeah.
All those varieties, I had the most amazing, absolutely, it was no good. But I had amazing tomatoes, aubergines, chilies, peppers.
They were stunning.
And it's incredible, and it's funny how the climate is pulling us around more than I ever remember it doing. And in fact, this April, with the cool winds and the rain, felt like an April to me.
Yeah,
it
going
felt
back
like,
30 years ago.
Exactly, and it really did feel, and everyone's suddenly, we've had a cold winter, all my Hebes are dead. Well, you know, that would have been normal 20, 25 years ago, and so it's been quite interesting how we're gardeners, but we're also weather people, and we have to adapt to both.
I love watching the net weather radar. And you can just see where the showers are coming.
I mean, it's been so localised. It's incredible.
Yeah, they just go around you, and the thunderstorms.
Yeah, there was a big one here Tuesday, apparently.
Have you had them in town?
We've had them in town, yeah. I don't think we've got anything like they got here, because I was here last week working on the school gardens for a few days, and then I went home, and apparently the heavens opened on the Tuesday, and hail this big, and But I kind of, that's, you know, as a member, certainly as an apprentice on the parts, I kind of remember that kind of weather pattern for this time of year.
Yeah, more showery.
Yeah.
So what's in the pipeline for you for the rest of the season, Chris?
Well, I'm busy as ever. I'm doing stuff for Garden Organic, so I'm doing a garden with Emma O'Neill, who's the head gardener at Garden Organic. There's a garden going in there. We did one last year as well. I'm doing talks.
Where are you doing that one?
This is at Gardeners World Live in Birmingham.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing talks there as well. And I'm doing a lot of stuff with this charity called Veg Power. Do you know them, Veg Power?
No, I haven't come
They
across
do quite a lot of adverts, this Eat Them to Defeat Them campaign. But I'm doing a tomato campaign with them where it's going into schools, mainly probably poorer, deprived areas, and we're just teaching kids to grow and eat tomatoes, seed to plate. That's going on as well. I'm still building the odd garden. I did one 2 weeks ago. I couldn't sit down I couldn't get up for a week after it, but
it's going to be interesting getting off this sleeper, isn't it?
When did that start happening? I'll tell you a funny story. I thought, right, I've had enough of this achy stuff. I'm going to start doing yoga. So I went to a yoga class, mate. It was like full of like very bendy lycra-clad women. So that was not a good idea at all. So then I thought, right, I'll just get a video and I'll get a mat and I'll do it at home. So there's this like one bit where you sort of lie down with your bum against the floor, and then you bend your arms and your legs to, like a banana. I thought, that looks nice and gentle. I was doing it, I was like, ding, 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 ding. I don't know what's going on here. And it's only you use your body to do this job. There's other bits that get neglected, eh?
Yeah, as long as the right arm's okay holding a pint, we're okay.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's one way of getting rid of the aches as well. Yeah.
Liquid anaesthetic. Chris, lovely to catch up.
Good stuff.
Enjoy yourself at the show here. Are you here all weekend?
I am, yes. I'm just off to do the theatre to do Q&As with John Wheatley. So
say hello.
Yeah, I will do. Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks ever so much. Yeah.